Good morning, everyone. It's so good. It's still morning, and it's so good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Really, it's so nice to be together. As a family. Now, when we sang Sarang Hey, that reminded me when we welcomed, and this message has this title, "Welcome." Right? When we welcomed True Mother for the first time in Europe after True Father's passing, officially. Right? She was like. In 2013, she was in Europe, actually in Switzerland, and working on the scriptures, right? Working on the scriptures by herself in Switzerland. So only a few of us welcomed her. But then in 2015, we welcomed her in Vienna, Austria, and then we had this Cranes Club meeting, 400 second gens, welcoming True Mother for the first time, and sort of really breaking down this distance and this maybe it was a bit of a time where we're not so sure how the movement continues, right? And to really experience True Mother in her glory and presence. And then she sang Sarang He for us in the end. She joined, we all joined in, and then in the last verse we sang together Sarang He Abuji. Together, she led us in singing Sarang He for True Father, and then we responded with the last one, Sarang He Omoni, and that's one of those moments that I will never forget. And I want to talk about welcoming today, welcoming. In order to, there's a difference between welcome and welcome. Right? There's a slight difference in attitude. If someone invites himself or herself over for dinner or something like this. Anyone ever had that experience? And so and you felt like, okay, welcome. Or to really welcome someone. So in order to welcome someone, we need time and space for that person, right? We need a time and a space for whatever we want to welcome in our lives, for whomever we want to welcome. We require time and space to welcome that person. The English word welcome comes from Old English, willkomma, and it actually means wished for guest or wished for friend. So when I say welcome to someone, it is will is also desire. So it's coming from, you are my desired friend, you are my desired guest. So that's the sort of heart or attitude behind the word welcoming someone. And that needs space, right? To welcome someone, we need a physical space. We now have a physical space here, but we also need time, right? To really welcome someone. And then the open heart is the third element that allows us to feel welcomed, to welcome someone. Do you know which day is it today in the Christian calendar? It's Palm Sunday, right? Yes. Palm Sunday. And what happened on Palm Sunday? Christ was welcomed, right? Christ was welcomed in the city of Jerusalem, and it opened the last week of his life, and it symbolized this confrontation between Jesus and the elites in Jerusalem, and the common people welcomed him, right? I encourage you to reread the chapter. It's Mark 11. Is one account that is fairly brief of what happened on Palm Sunday, and it was was quite interesting, right? So Jesus decided, after John the Baptist was killed, Jesus decided, I need to go to Jerusalem. I need to confront Israel. There's no help me doing ministry out in Galilee, right? Far away. I need to confront the people in charge and preach my word. Peter said, don't go, Jesus said, I have to go. All right? And then he went, did a few miracles on the way down towards Jerusalem on the way, healing some people and so on. And then on Palm Sunday, the common people, because there was word about, wow, this teacher is coming from Galilee, he was welcomed. And he said, okay, go to that village and there's a donkey tied to a post, and bring me that donkey so that I can ride on that donkey into the city, so that one prophecy of the Old Testament will be fulfilled. Right? And so the disciples went, really found the donkey there. The owner asked them, why are you taking the donkey? He said, Jesus told us to get the donkey so he can ride. And then they said, okay, take the donkey. And this is the story that you know, right? From Jesus riding into Jerusalem on that donkey with, these bushes, these palm bushes laying down on the floor, so that his donkey doesn't touch the ground or the stones. That was the heart of welcome that was spurred sporadically in some people. Other people were afraid, right? Other people were scared. And then the next scene is that Jesus actually confronts, because it was the time of Pesach, right? A lot of people were in Jerusalem. It was sort of high time. People from all over the country were there to make their offerings. And then he went into the temple and confronted the leadership there, right? Don't make it a place for money exchange, because all the people from abroad come to change. They needed to exchange money in order to make the offering for the families. And he said, out with this rubbish. Out with this rubbish from my holy house. This is the house of God. So, although there was welcome on some level, there's always then, when we welcome God in our lives, and God speaks sort of directly, hard facts, truth to us. Right? There's the second question, do we really welcome God? Right? Do we really welcome, do we really invite that confrontation and that criticism that it brings to invite God, to invite the person that God has sent? Because the person that God has sent is not coming to do already the things we like and believe, but is actually coming also to challenge us and confront us. So, today's Palm Sunday, and we can think of what does it mean to welcome? What does it mean for you to welcome God? What does it mean for you to welcome the chosen person of God? The person that God is sending to you and to your life, right? What does it mean to welcome Jesus? What does it mean to welcome true parents? And especially, what does it mean to welcome true mother here and now? True mother wants to be here. Do you think when I pray and connect with mother, either meditating in her cell, or she's now, as you know, in hospital. She's in hospital leave for 1 month now until the end of April. What do you think she's thinking about? Right? What do you think whom she's thinking about? And she's thinking of her children, and she wants to be with her children. When true mother knew her time is limited, and that's why she started immediately investing in projects like UPA, because she knew she cannot be everywhere and cannot be parent to everyone. But let me train a key group of people, young people, but also elders, with the John Moe Providence. Right? You're becoming a tribal messiahs for the elder couples in our movement that have served for many years, so that I can be welcomed all around the world through these people, through these young individuals that are going out on mission. And we're having heavily Top Gun in Europe now through Empower, and it's not just you don't need to be half Korean, half Japanese to be sent to be a sent representative of our true parents. You can be English, Russian, or whatever mix and representation is okay. Austrian, Japanese. Everything, it's to be that representative that allows True Mother to be welcomed all over the world in all sorts of environment. So, yeah, so welcoming, we can go deeper in our welcoming of God, in our welcoming of others, right? Because after welcoming God in our lives, we want to welcome other people in our lives as the desired friends, as the desired guests. Welcome, willkommen, that we are welcoming in our lives. And there is like, the start can be, right? Sometimes we don't feel like welcoming anyone, right? Anyone? Is that right? So there is this external level of making someone a cup of tea or something, right? Even if you don't feel it, we can do that, right? And as a parent, you know this, right? Even my children, it can be, it can be tight and so on, intense and so on, but I can pack their bag, I can clothe them, right? That's the beautiful thing about the physical world. Even if our heart is not there yet, we can do something that is the promise of that connection of heart for the future. Of course, if we spend our life just in external action, oh, I should be welcoming, oh, I need to do, right? And our heart inside is sort of shriveling and getting smaller, and that's not so ideal. We can't live a life like that, right? But as a starting point, the physical body, the act, as a promise, as a step towards that quality of heart, is not to be underestimated. It's not to be embraced, right? Sometimes it's good, even if I don't feel it, I still do it in order to raise my heart to that level and that point and manifest. So we have the level of behavior of welcoming, the level of understanding or in the mind, right? Or when we feel like on a sort of emotional level, either intellectual or emotional level, welcoming people, then it's just, okay, I should be welcoming because that's what a nice person does. And I agree, I would like to be, right? It's a bit more than just being forced or just forcing yourself with the behavior, also understanding it. Or, oh, today I really feel like welcoming someone, I'm in a good mood. Or I'm a bit lonely, let's welcome someone, I feel lonely, so I would like to welcome. That's the level, not of behavior, but mind, right? That's already a level more, another layer to the quality of our welcome. But it's still limited, right? Because sometimes I don't feel like I need someone, and then I'm not welcoming. Or it's just an understanding. And so it's through our behavior, through our mind, intellect, emotion, will, that we ultimately get to the quality of heart that is the essence and that is really welcoming others into our life. So, yeah. So we are here now in Bolton. We are expanding what your mother founded and called the Holy Community. The Holy Community is the place where all of humanity can be embraced in this motherly embrace, in this motherly womb, and finally reborn. And so it is a time where one of True Mother's favorite slogans is that it took me a few years to understand it. She said, "Love is visible. Love is visible." I thought, no, that's not true. Love is invisible. But I think it's this motherly aspect that is, we need to go beyond words. We need to go into a physical, visible expression of that quality of heart that we're looking for in the Holy Community. So I'm very grateful to all of you for creating a visible space that can convey that love, that attitude, that heart of the Holy Community. Holy Community that goes beyond Heavenly Parents' Holy Community, that goes beyond a very loved. Where's Mona? Oh, she's gone. Oh, there. I very much like the Hundoke, right? So there's more. Yeah, the religious life is a stepping stone to the real thing, to the real living together with God, and True invited us all to get off the bus. Right? So it's like my challenge for you today is to think of how will I get off the bus? The bus, or meaning my religious way of thinking, doing, right? These are the people outside, these are the people inside. These are, and all these sort of baggage. True said, after founding the Holy Community, said all religions have arrived at the end of the line. When you arrive at the terminal, you must get off. Right? Sometimes people, usually if someone sits still in the bus after they arrived at the terminal, it means they are asleep. Yeah. Right? It's like they fell asleep on the bus. Anyone who does not get off remains in the past. You must get off. Very direct words. Of course, you often think of other religions. Oh yeah, that's for the Christians, right? The Christians need to get off the bus and come and live with true parents. 100% true. But us unificationists also get off the bus. And this can mean different things for each and every one of us. But let's get off the bus and live together with God substantially. It is really possible if we welcome our True Mother, our Holy Mother Han in this age, if we welcome our True Father who is so present, like whoa. Okay, no ghost stories now, but maybe a personal situation can tell that true parents are so powerful, so present, and let's make that count in our relationship towards each other, and by welcoming our long-lost friends, our heart-desired guests from the area here in the city, into here and into our wider family and community. Thank you very much.